ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Darian Lake and the summer of '87. And now your host for this afternoon's Sports Spectacular, Mr. Vance Hawley.
Thanks a lot, thanks one and all, and welcome to the Splash Mania Water Extravaganza, where you'll thrill to the artistic wizardry of the mastered water ski, be enchanted by the fantastic free-fall flight of the high dive, see the stylish swivel skiing of our featured female, and the breathtaking belief in a barefoot water skier. Right now, from 35 feet in the air, our featured diver from Hollywood, Florida, Bart Nash. It's all right here at Darian Lake, and it's all here for you. During the next 30 minutes, we promise one of the most exciting sports extravaganzas you'll ever have the chance to witness. For now, sit back, relax, just enjoy the show. It's with no further ado, I'll now introduce to each and every one of you the muscle and power behind our show. The #1 name in tournament towboats, that name is, of course, Mastercraft. Our two main towboats now to the far right side of the lake, where our drivers now spin those boats out on a dive. Following right behind the newest in water recreational vehicles from the Yamaha Corporation. Powered by a 396cc jet-driven engine, this is the 1987 Yamaha Wave Runner. Watch as our Wave Runner rider now threads the needle of the towboat, goes right up over the waves, wakes and rollers out of the show course this afternoon. You see the ease of maneuverability and the fun of just driving the Yamaha Wave Runner will now meet the man of the town. He comes to us all the way from Middleton, Wisconsin. Now on his way, heading for that 6-foot-high water ski jump from the bottom of the ramp, up and over. That driver from Middleton, Wisconsin, the show director of the Splash Mania Water Extravaganza, Michael Colesman. It's back to the muscle and power you'll see in front of the water skiers all afternoon long. It's back to the Mastercraft towboats. Side by side, they ride, precision driving at its finest. Watch is only inches. Now separate the two drivers. Shovel 1, the Pro Star, 190, 351 cubic inches of engine power. The man at the helm of Shovel number 2 comes to us all the way from Wyoming, Wisconsin. This is the Wisconsin Wild Man, Kip Luke. Shovel number 1, your primary shovel driver for this afternoon show. From Newport Beach, California, this is the California Kid, the Traxel. The Mastercraft Yamaha Boating Team. The skiing for this afternoon's extravaganza is all ready to get underway. It starts out at the center performance platform. Our skier from just down the road in Rochester, New York, Greg Lehman. Greg's now wearing the common competitive style slalom ski. It's deep concave bottom and sharp metal fin will allow Greg to cut back and forth across the boat lakes at high range of speed. Now, never take your eyes off this gentleman as he re-enters the show course. A chance for us all to see a superb team effort between driver and skier as Greg now skis all the way around the 19-foot Mastercraft. Fantastic! And away he goes. Greg's out to the right, around the front, over to the left, right, back to where he started. He just did it. You just saw it. 2 complete 360s around the Mastercraft Pro Star. It's screaming Greg Lehman. Move now for the team effort between a water skier and a shovel driver to a team effort between 2 water skiers, as we'll next feature our lead double Adagio team. They're going to adapt unique lifts and positions for the hard stages of some of the world's most beautiful ice shows. The couple you'll see on the water has over 8 years of combined show skiing experience, and to date have performed in over 4,000 professional water shows. Their tow line tied and out on the water we ride with Wyoming, Wisconsin's dynamic Kip Luke, and from the city of Angels, Los Angeles, California, the beautiful Sabrina Cobb. Together, these two are our lead double Adagio team. chest harness, and that harness is there to allow the free movement of both arms to perform the lifts and maneuvers you saw in their first pass, and those they'll perform for us on this, their second pass through. Shows incorporated Adagio teams have performed as far south as Brisbane, Australia, and all the way over into Hasluck, West Germany. They now ride on the waters of Darian Lake, our lead double Adagio team. Transition from a taller gentleman's shoulders to ride safely in his arms. Truly a provision profile for our Adagio team in action. Now it's straight back to our center performance platform with Kip Klug and Sabrina Cobb, our lead double Adagio team. The skiing continues on for that center performance platform, and the man that keeps it all moving for us is again Greg Lehman. Greg will now show you the tiny skis upon which he's soon to ride. Those are tiny little skis that we call shoe skis. They're just a little over 12 inches in length. They're just big enough to put a binding up on top of. Greg says he can do anything on those tiny shoe skis anyone can do on normal-sized water skis. We'll put up to the test, so he rides back into the shoe course. Down to the far left side, we've allowed the water to calm down throughout our central skiing area. On Greg's way back in after going over the waves and wakes, his routine starts at center stage. Greg starts off with one turn, slides right into a second. He'll kick out a third turn, goes one more for four, continues on now for a fifth 360-degree turn. Well, those turns you just saw are about everything you can do on a pair of water skis, with one possible exception for Greg to take those tiny shoe skis over the 6-foot-high water ski jump. Now, these skis are 6 times smaller than normal-sized jump skis. Take 6 times the skill for Greg to go from the bottom of the ramp up and over. You'll want to have your cameras ready. He's going to kick around into the reverse direction and lift 1 foot high, getting himself buried in all the spray of what we call a 1-foot back swan. All those turns are 1-foot back swan. Up and over a 6-foot-high water ski jump, our shoe skiing star from just down the road in Rochester, New York, back at center stage, Greg Lehman. Attention now moves up to the 3-meter level as we again see our featured diver, Bart Nash. Bart now to perform the first of springboard maneuvers we'll see from him this afternoon, and count the revolutions as they fly by on this, the 2.5. Down to a perfect water entry by champion Bart Nash. We're going to allow Bart a couple of moments to catch his breath as he sets up for his next dive, and at this time we'll ask for your cooperation in your silence, please, as the next dive you're about to see is performed only by a handful of divers throughout the entire world. It's called a double spotter 3.5, and to briefly explain what that is, Bart goes out to the end of the 3-meter springboard, performs a double reverse somersault in the air, then lands back onto the diving board. He follows that with 3.5 forward somersaults down to the surface of the water. Now, needless to say, this is a very difficult as well as a very dangerous dive, so your silence, please, for Bart Nash to now perform this, the farewell double spotter 3.5. Good luck, Bart.
Hey, got it!
Oh, come on. Bart, are you all right?
I'm all right. Who's been jerked?
I don't know, Bart. I'll find out. I'll take care of it. You sure you're all right? Who was that? Did anybody see who that was? Up there? Look. Twice I asked for everybody's cooperation and their silence. Now, this is a very dangerous dive, and Bart could seriously get hurt landing back to that board the wrong way. Now, please, sir, please just sit there and just shut your mouth.
Shut my mouth! I can't breathe!
If you shut your mouth, you can't breathe. Well, breathe through your nose. Of course I can breathe through my nose.
Good. Shut your mouth.
Now look, I'm telling you to sit there and be quiet because nobody is going to the top of that high dive tower right now anyway. Unless, of course, you think you might like to go up there. This big mouth just said he'd like to go to the top of the high dive tower, except he's got a cold. Poor guy. Well, let me tell you what I think. I think you're scared, Pansy. Yes, I think you're scared to go to the top of a 90-foot high dive tower, and I also think you're a jerk. Go ahead, boy. That's what I thought. Nothing but a loudmouth chicken. Just sit down and shut up. I'm sorry about that interruption, everybody. We'll continue on with our farewell performance. It's Bart Nash and that double spotter, 3.5. Now look, this has gone more than far enough already, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna settle it right now! Doug, would you bring that Mastercraft over here for a minute, please? Right over here to center stage. Thanks. Just a second, Bart, I'll take care of this. And you, big mouth, come here! Yes, you! You know you've got an awful lot of big talk, and I want to see you backing up with some big action, and don't bring him with you. Just put the beer down! I said put that beer down! Give me that! Oh! Doug Traxel's going to take you out to that center platform so you can learn what this diving business is all about!
I want to finish my job!
Buddy, if you ever so much as look at me again, I'm going to have a guard take you out! Yeah! No, you won't. What's your name, Big Mouth?
Ralph!
Ralph, just make your way up to that 3-meter level with our dive champion, Bart Nash. Bart, look out. That's Ralph, the idiot that interrupted your dive.
Hey!
What?
I'm coming for his sister's underwear.
Those aren't his sister's underwear. That happens to be a very special protective diving suit.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Not much to protect.
Just take a look around up there, would you? What's the matter now?
I forgot something at my seat.
You forgot something at your seat? Well, what did you forget?
I forgot to stay there.
I forgot to stay there. Bart, now wait a minute. Now take it easy. I'm telling you. Hey, buddy, hold it right there. Excuse me. Well, what in the world are you doing up there?
Just hanging around.
Around? Would you get back onto that diving board? You ought to know what any good diver does when he gets to a springboard is he goes out to get the feel of the board.
Got me on the board.
That's what I said. Get the feel of the board. Well, what's so funny, Ralph?
That feels like my wife.
Now, wait a minute. This is a family show. What I meant was just bounce up and down and go high. Up into the sky, Ralph. Gain some altitude. You know, some fancy bouncing. Oh, you can say that again. Just bounce on the board, would ya? There. That's more like it. Good job. Oh. So, Ralph, did you get the feel of the diving board?
No,
No?
I think the board got the feel of me.
What?
I'm ready for some competition.
You're ready for some competition? Against one of the United States premier springboard diving champions?
No, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, we're going to get rid of this clown right now. We're going to stage a one-dive competition, and the applause of you folks seated right here, and you people over there in the cheap seats will determine the winner. But of course, Darian Lake Zone dive champion Bart Nash will go first. Bart, why don't you just perform one of your beautiful swan dives? What? That's right. Daffy Duck. Darian Lake Zone dive champion Bart Nash now to perform the beautiful inward swan. Excellent aerial form to a perfect water entry. Our dive champion Bart Nash. Oh, just hold it right there, Ralph. That applause was not for you.
Well, wasn't for you either, bum.
Bum?
Bum.
Bum?
Bum.
You're so stupid you probably can't even spell bum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh, did everybody hear that? Oh, Ralphie left something out.
Yeah. You.
What are you laughing at? Ralph with a Daffy Duck dive. Grown people like you acting like this. That's our show for this afternoon, everybody. See, we only do a half-hour show, and if you applaud for another minute and a half, we all go home now. One more time! Ralph, I'm telling you, believe me, I've seen a lot of diving in my days, but until this year, never, ever have I ever seen anything like that. Now, who in the world taught you to dive like that? Here comes the little wiener. Pick yourself a springboard. Either one will do. Pick a springboard, coach. A springboard. There you go. It's the coach. Ready and stretch. Style and a profile in the reverse approach for a double back with a triple twist. It's the wrong way. Try it again, coach. One more time. You don't like that forward? Well, go around and use the other one. No, not like that. Coach, don't do it. Coach, do it. No! Oh, wait a minute. Stop the music. Hold the show. What's the matter?
I got to clean up in the summer.
Clean up the summer. What are you doing up there?
Yeah, I want to dedicate for the next time to someone really, really, really hard.
You want to dedicate this dive to someone really, really, really dear to your heart? Well, who's that?
My dear, sweet mother-in-law.
Your dear, sweet mother-in-law? Well, where is she?
Right there, the white striped shirt and the sunglasses.
White striped shirt and the sunglasses? Well, this is the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life! This dies for you because you mother, this dies for you. You wait! Our featured comedian, Mr. Keith with the hilarious antics of our 3-meter springboards down the oh so beautiful, we'll feature one young lady so lovely and talented that we offer her a loan. She now performs for us on a 360-degree swivel ski, the world's most difficult water ski to master. On the water, our featured female from Burlington, Wisconsin, Ms. Chris Tolsman. The ski on which Chris now rides is a bit larger than a normal-sized water ski, having an open-bladed binding, allowing our ski to perform turns of 180 or a full 360 degrees without changing the direction of her ski. Hundreds of hours of practice to master each of the moves that Chris performs for us, and a true master of the swivel ski is what we have on the water in Chris Tolsman. Picture-perfect performance, and now straight back to our center performance platform she'll ride. A true master of the 360-degree swivel ski, our featured female, the beautiful Chris Tolsman. It's been said from time to time that I'm a man of few words. I don't know who said that, but they lied. On behalf of the entire cast and crew of the Splash Mania Water Extravaganza, I'd like to thank all the people who made this season possible for us. All the supervisors, the Director of Operations, Ray Post, Director of Engineering, Bob Terrell, a lot of people have made this season very, very special for each and every one of us. I've announced probably about 3,000 shows now, and I know that these last 400 have been by far the best and the most fun. The reason, in particular, in the this last while for me, it's been so great is because I've done something that most people wait a lot longer to do. I've fallen in love, and that being the case, for me to share that love with that special someone for me requires a lifelong commitment. And so I'm just going to take a few seconds here, and just bear with me. I'll be with you all in a moment. Sherry, don't hog the mic. Probably 30 seconds, okay? I want to know if you'll marry me. You have to give an answer, because this works two ways, Sherry. Either this is going to be real fine and we'll remember this for a long time, or this is going to go on life's most embarrassing moment. Now, I know how I want this to go. I'm sorry? You have to give an answer. Yes? All right!
and I don't get overtime for this. Just in case you didn't hear, she did say yes. But we have to continue on with this show anyway, and we'll continue on for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
In competition water skiing, there are 3 events. There's a trick event, the second is a slalom. But of the 3 events, the most exciting, by far the most dangerous, is the long-distance jump event. Out of the water rides the long-distance jump champion of Darian Lake, Michael Tolsman. Right now, wearing his Ocean Tech wetsuit, Pro Tech helmet, the safety equipment there for one very obvious reason. So as to protect him due to the speeds at which the man will be traveling. Those speeds you'll soon see at the base of the ramp over 60 miles per hour. This is how he gets going so fast. First at the 35-mile-per-hour boat speed. He goes to the far outside, from the far outside, straight back in at a double weight, crack the whip cut, doubling the speed of his own boat. First up high, flying long distance jumping. Super jump, they strike Lehman out of the water, but our attention goes to the showboat driver. Watch the precision of the man at the helm. Never stops the boat, the action, or the skier on the water. Went backstage, took 2 more toe wides. 2 additional jump champions of Darian Lake. It all went so smooth thanks to superior showboat driving by the California kid, Nick Drexel. Now the showboat driving there went great. It's Bart Nash on the water. He didn't have a donut today. With these 3 men on the water, anything can probably will happen. On their first team jump, watch the man in the middle. The one with the tow line behind his back. Then the jump champion to either side. All 3 men ready. All 3 set. The man in the middle wrapped behind. The men to the outside, ready for a helicopter spin with a double crisscross. Man in the middle up in the air, a full 360-degree spin before landing back down to the surface of the water. On this is second team jump. Watch the 2 jump champions are the closest inside. They'll both have tail lines behind their backs. But on the side of the outside, jump champion for precision water skiing at its finest. 2 men on the inside. Right for that double helicopter spin, and the man on the outside must be right on the mark. He's got to cut hard, got to cut fast, got to cut now. Inside 2 up around and down. He moves under and splits the middle. Those gentlemen now perform Connie competitive style jump skis. They're 6 feet in length. The jump ramp surface only 14 feet wide. You've seen 1 helicopter, you've seen 2, 3, into 18 feet of twisting, turning, spinning water ski. There's only 14 feet of jump ramp surface. That just mathematically doesn't add up. It was said to be impossible. Watch close, here it is. All 3 men wrapped, ready and rolling for a triple helicopter spin. Hang on. Jumping tournament. That means for freestyle jumping is what you'll see right now. And side by side, we highlight that Hollywood kid, Bart Nash, and world champion freestyle jumper, Michael Tolsman. Side by side, the champion tried to now show you the most difficult of all freestyle maneuvers. Doubled in difficulty by the number of men on the same ramp at the same time in twin front flips. The most difficult of freestyle maneuvers performed to perfection by Bart Nash and Mike Tolsman. Watch as we take that. The most difficult of freestyle maneuvers, turning around now into the most dangerous. Again, doubled in danger by the number of men at the same ramp at the same time. Now riding side by side with that world champion Michael Tolsman, Rochester's own Greg Lehman. Both of these men are masters of back gainers. Freestyle jumpers in the entire world performing right here at Darian Lake. You'll be able to see them all year round on the ESPN Cable Sport Network, the International Water Ski Tour of Champions. Back to the center performance platform they're on. From outside to in, the Hollywood kid, Bart Nash, screaming Greg Lehman, and world champion freestyler Michael Tolsman. Our attention now moves over to the high tide tower area as we'll again see Kip Klug. Kip is now wearing a full-bodied hooded vestment. It's a tight-fitting robe of sorts, and it's that tight-fitting robe and the cape he's about to produce from the 3-meter level that had been soaking in gasoline. Watch. As after donning that cape, Kip makes his way to the 35-foot platform of the high dive tower. And it's there at 35 feet in the air that we will watch Kip Klug virtually set himself on fire. To be feeling enormous amounts of heat, the temperature's well over 1,250 degrees. Engulfed in flames, the man will be blinded to the water below. The timing for this dive must be perfect. Remember, the stunts and maneuvers throughout all of our show have been performed by trained professionals. They're not to be attempted by amateurs of any rank or level. The ignition torch now lit. Watch Kip Klug, the human inferno! Skiers on one. You're next to see water skiing with no skis at all. Our attention goes directly across the lake, 15 feet in the air where now stands Greg Lehman. Greg stands with only tow line in hand. And watch from 15 feet in the air with the tow line tight. Greg Lehman leaps on the platform to go flat on his back. Deep underwater, dragged across the waves, wakes and rollers of his own towboat. Unable to breathe till the speeds are up, his feet go down. Greg now rides on nothing but his bare feet. Down to the far right side, Barefoot Waterskier Greg Lehman. It seems in all sports that one man stands out above the rest. In diving, Greg Louganis. In gymnastics, Kurt Thomas. But in barefoot waterskiing, it's the man in the Mastercraft Pro Star 190, Hollywood, Florida's Bart Nash. He takes his sport of barefoot waterskiing and gives it a whole new twist. He starts off first with a very unique water ski called the freeboard. Now when he takes off, the front tip of his ski rides to the back. The back rudder rides out in front. And if that's not confusing enough, he's mounted the bindings of his ski on backwards. Why should Bart choose to use such a very unusual water ski? One totally opposite from every other you've seen in the show thus far. Momentarily, you shall understand. Bart first performs a single ski deep water start on the freeboard water ski, taking the boat speed up to 22 miles per hour. Bart will then perform what's called the 180-degree flip turn. He'll leap into the air, turn 180 degrees, landing back to the surface of the water. His ski rides in the correct direction. He finds himself traveling backwards. It's a signal for more speed. Speeds of over 40 miles per hour. First, the 180-degree flip turn. Now, 1 foot down, the throttles go up, the ski kick to the side. Bart Nash is backwards on his bare feet. Unable to see where he's going, seeing only where he's been in solo trust and show a driver, Doug Traxel. Watch the magic continue on. 1 foot held high. Back barefoot sensation, Bart Nash. It was just a few short minutes ago, you saw the jump champions of Darian Lake. 3 men, 6 water skis, all utilizing the 6-foot-high water ski jump. Now standing at center stage, 1 man with 1 single Conley jump ski. At center stage is the world champion freestyle jumper, Michael Tolsman. The jumps and the maneuvers you are about to see, you will see nowhere else in the world, as Michael Tolsman is the only man that performs them. He's the inventor and innovator of single ski tricks, having first performed them in the International Water Ski Tour of Champions in Orlando, Florida, just a few short months ago. Dual plate bindings on that single ski securely mount both feet to it. And we start by taking Mike off down to the far left side, establishing a wave pattern conducive to the type of water skiing you'll be seeing this afternoon. Those tricks and maneuvers you're about to see, more than doubly difficult, more than doubly dangerous. Only 1 ski upon which to cut to the ramp, only 1 ski upon for the champion to land. You saw the most difficult of freestyle maneuvers on 2 skis. You're now to see it on 1. It's this trick that Michael Tolsman is the world record holder of. In Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, he skied this trick 130 feet. It's the same 36-mile-per-hour boat speed they jumped with earlier. Both jumps you'll see this afternoon with a double weight cut from the far outside straight back in, nearly doubling the speed of his own towboat. Watch, it's Michael Tolsman in a single ski front flip! The most difficult of freestyle maneuvers on two skis performed to perfection on only one. Earlier, you heard me call the man the gainer master. Now you are about to see why, as the master is about to go back to work. Back down to the far right side. The next trick you're about to see known throughout the entire world of professional water skiing as the Michael Tolsman trademark. Watch on the far outside, straight back in, a single ski back gainer! Years of practice, drive, and dedication have made this man what he is today. And the man on the water is the shutter actor of the Splash Radio Water Extravaganza. It's now back to our center with performance platform with Middleton, Wisconsin's world champion freestyle jumper, Michael Tolsman. In the last few minutes, you've seen some of the fastest, some of the most exciting action take place in a water show anywhere. But without a doubt, the crowning peak, the most spine-tingling, takes us as high as a 9-story building to a perch that stands but 1 square foot. And the man now making his way to the top of our 90-foot high dive tower from Miami, Florida, Keith Frey. As Keith prepares for this dive, the flying back somersault, there are a couple of things you may want to keep in mind. First, Keith Frey is now diving into water that is only 8 feet deep with a hard, rocky bottom. His impact speed to the water from this height, over 60 miles per hour. Step by step and rung by rung, our champion makes his way to the top to again become the master of his own destiny. Now performing from a perch that stands higher than the towering cliffs of Acapulco. It's a tradition at those cliffs, as it is here at Darian Lake. So we offer our high dive champion one final round of encouragement before taking the big leap from way up there for our high dive champion, Keith Frey. 400 times this man has proven to me he's crazy, but he goes one step farther this afternoon. A signal now to be set on the water. Watch the diver. From 90 feet in the air through the fire into the water below. One more time at center stage will be all the champions of Darian Lake. We're at high dive champion Keith Frey. Jump forward. Separate the crowd. Michael Tolsman, Chris Tolsman, and Bart Nash. And 1987 Mastercraft Pro Star 190, internationally famous stand-up driver, Doug Drexel. My name is Vance Hawley. It's been a great pleasure to be your host. Have a super stay the rest of your day here at Darian Lake. Thank you and goodbye, everybody.
This has been a Water Ski Shows Incorporated sports presentation. At this time within the industry, boats and motors by Mastercraft and Yamaha. Yamaha outboards and wave runners. You can expect a lot. And Mastercraft, the #1 name in world tournament towboats. The recreational water vehicles and toys that you have seen in today's show must be durable enough to withstand continuous daily use. Those products include Ski Seat, Ultra Tube, and products from the Sevler Company. The water skis that our professional water skiers choose to use must be the very best. Those water ski companies include Stinger, Conley, and O'Brien. And all the ropes and rope handles that you have seen are from Hawley Waterskiing products, Spirit Lake, Iowa. For more information on any of the products that you have seen in today's sports spectacular, please feel free to speak with any one of the performers that you now see on stage. Once again, our sincere thanks to these fine companies, our 1987 sponsors.
Talk about a dramatic proposal.
One more time, put the arm around the little lady for your tape.
He needs it for the press.
Yeah, pictures.
Congratulations.